Hi, welcome back to Fort Lewis. This afternoon we're going to do a garden tour. It is the first week of April. Everything is kind of in its infancy stage. I'm going to show you what it looks like as it's nice and early in the season, because as the months progress, things are going to get a lot bigger and change pretty dramatically. We've been working really hard. We just tore down a privacy fence that spanned this entire width to give us a little more room in the garden. This is really going to open up some new territory for me, and it's allowed me to expand my compost operation, which I'm really excited about. Using some of the recycled fence materials, we made a new bed. This is going to be my sweet potato bed. I've got 3 little babies in here. I'm going to wait another couple of weeks to put the rest of them in, but this is just going to be completely covered. In order to provide a little privacy here, we have added some post and wire, and we've got all sorts of fun vines that are going to start growing up it. This is a trumpet vine. We have honeysuckle and a couple of different kinds of jasmine as well. And so hopefully this is going to become like a living fence or a living wall for us. So this is my new compost operation. It is not glamorous, but it's incredibly functional. I'm pretty excited about it. I've got 3 different tiers here. I'm going to store all of my dry materials in the middle. I've got an active compost over here that I'll be able to turn and work, and when it's finished, then I'll move over to this bin. So I'll always have an active and a passive going. We just made this out of pallets. Super easy project. You can find the plans on YouTube if you're interested. Over here is a shade bed. The crepe myrtle is going to open up pretty soon, and so this area is going to get pretty shaded. I planted a lot of lettuce and kale and other leafy kind of greens here. A bunch of tomatoes here in this bed. They've been in for about 2 weeks. I started all of these from seeds. They're all heirloom tomatoes. There's a few cherry varieties, some Italian heirlooms, and some bigger beefy tomatoes as well. So they're all just getting started. I've been fertilizing them with coffee grounds, and they're nice and perky. They're looking pretty happy. This bed is kind of a hodgepodge. I have pepper plants that have been in a couple of weeks. My chives are doing nice and good. There's some carrots that will need to be pulled pretty soon. Cilantro, it's kind of on its way out, but still delicious. I had extra potatoes. They came here. Just a random romaine lettuce volunteer, but it's looking really lush. Some onions, more tomatoes, parsley, and then this plant is a mullein, and it's beautiful. I'm really excited about it. This will shoot way up eventually. Something I'm really excited about this season. Second year with my artichoke plant. The leaves are prehistoric looking. They're absolutely beautiful. And inside, I have tucked in here a perfect specimen of an artichoke. Granted, it's only the size of a golf ball, but it's absolutely beautiful. This is the bean structure. I've got little sweet peas that took a really long time to get started with that last cold snap. So they may have to go, the beans are gonna go here next. I've got some dragon tongue beans that will be climbing this very soon. In my grow bags, I've got blue potatoes, red potatoes, and they are all looking really healthy and happy. This is my asparagus bed. It's year 2 for the asparagus. You need to let it go 3 before you really start harvesting it. So it's just gonna grow up, fern out, and just be kind of a beautiful ornamental plant for 1 more year. But next year I'll go in and start cutting the stalks. They're getting nice and big. These are our pollinator boxes, and I have put hundreds of wildflower, zinnia, and all sorts of flower seeds in here. I've also planted morning glories and things to grow up. I think our jasmine died in that last cold snap, so it's not going to make it, but I'm going to leave the vines there for all the other things to climb on. And then I've got sweet potato vines to just spill over the edge, but they're early. They've only been in for about a week. Right after we moved into the home, we bought a bunch of fruit trees, and it's finally starting to pay off. This year might be a bumper crop. I've got lots of little baby nectarines on this one. We have tons of baby peaches over here. It seems like everywhere there was a flower, there's a baby peach. I may have to thin them out later, but this is pretty exciting. I actually didn't know what kind of tree this was until it made fruit this year. My friend BF had some clearance knockout roses that were looking a little sad, and he didn't have space for them, so I put these in the ground. I've been nurturing them with like banana peel tea, and they've made a nice recovery. They're looking good. We're gonna get roses this year. So we put in a couple of berms as well. This one I have just planted with a few ground covers and some pretty flowers. My friend Shannon gave me these today. Just little pops of color and some monkey grasses. And so hopefully this will kind of fill out. The dirt in here underneath all of the mulch is spectacular. We also made this for the garden this year. This is a bird cage that we bought at a junk sale, and we strung a bunch of lights on it. It looks so pretty at night. I finally got my fountain hooked up. This has been in storage since we moved. I didn't bring any of the rocks that go with it with me, so right now I've just got some bricks, but I'm slowly collecting rocks. But it's fun when it's running. The birds will come and drink out of it, and Danger and Pepper seem to like the water out of here a lot too. The big berm is doing really well this year. The compost is breaking down nicely. The dirt under here is spectacular. Some of the bulbs that I planted popped up, like the tulips, and then a lot of the perennial plants have made a resurgence. I've got itty bitty Mexican heather coming back. The Turk's cap is coming back. Salvias from last year are doing well, and then I've been adding a few more Texas natives in here as we go. Okay, this is not much to look at right now. This is the moonflower, or the datura. It is so tiny, you will not believe this in a couple of months. It will fill up the entire space between the clothesline. So I just want you to see this shot now. So later, when you see this ginormous thing in bloom, you can see it just comes from this teeny little plant and it becomes a monster, it seems like overnight. Thank you so much for following along. If you guys are interested in seeing the garden's progress as we go from this little infancy stage all the way to full-blown garden, please subscribe to the channel and click the bell for notifications. We'll be doing lots of garden updates throughout the summer and the growing season. And I'll see you guys all again at Fort Lewis real soon.